Welcome, Madridistas and football fans from around the world, to your ultimate destination for experiencing Real Madrid at its fullest. This is the place where we don't just follow the club, we live it, breathe it, and analyze it from every angle. Here, every video is an opportunity to dive into the passion, the drama, and the glory of one of the greatest football clubs in history. Before we jump into today's topic, you know the drill. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single update. Hit the like button if you share our passion, and leave a comment with your thoughts because here, every Madridista has a voice, and every opinion matters. This isn't just a channel, it's a community, a home for those who love the club unconditionally and want to explore every detail, every story, and every debate surrounding Real Madrid. Now, today's topic is one that is bound to send shockwaves throughout the football world, a story that could very well mark a turning point in modern football history. Brace yourselves. Vinícius Jr., one of the brightest stars of Real Madrid, is reportedly on the verge of a move to Manchester United. Yes, you heard that right. This is not just another rumor. This is a story that shakes the very foundations of our club and has massive implications across European football. Vinícius has been more than just a player. He's been a symbol of ambition, speed, flair, and determination, a true embodiment of the spirit of Los Blancos. His potential departure isn't just about losing a talented winger. It's about saying goodbye to a player who has grown into one of the most influential figures in the modern era of Real Madrid. According to reports, Manchester United is preparing a historic bid, a staggering €270 million offer for the Brazilian sensation. To put this into perspective, we are talking about a sum of money so extraordinary that it defies belief, a number almost unheard of in the football transfer market, especially for a player still in his early 20s. And it doesn't stop there. The contract on the table would make Vinícius the highest-paid player in Europe, turning this move into not just a football transfer but a statement of intent, both for the player and the club. Numbers like this are astronomical, unprecedented in many ways, and make one stop and ask, are we witnessing a historic game-changer or merely another twist in the unpredictable world of modern football economics? To truly grasp the significance of this potential transfer, let's consider Vinícius' journey and contribution to Real Madrid. Since his arrival, he has evolved from a raw, electrifying talent into a decisive, world-class player. His goals and assists have turned the tide in countless matches, his dribbles and relentless runs have terrorized defenses across La Liga and Europe, and his overall development has made him an indispensable part of the team. Vinícius isn't just a winger, he's a game-changer, a player capable of defining seasons, inspiring fans, and shaping the identity of the club. Losing him would not just be a transfer, it would be the end of a chapter in the story of one of the world's most successful clubs. On the other side, Manchester United is in a phase of rebuilding, seeking to return to its former glory in the Premier League and on the European stage. The addition of a player like Vinícius would not only strengthen their squad but also signal a new era for the club, a statement that they are serious about competing at the highest level. For United, it's about ambition, visibility, and transformation, while for Vinícius, it's an opportunity to test himself in a different league, face new challenges, and cement his legacy on a broader international stage. Economically, this move is fascinating. Selling Vinícius for €270 million isn't merely a financial decision. It's an unprecedented opportunity for Real Madrid to reinvest, strengthen other parts of the squad, and strategically plan for the future. At the same time, it would recognize the extraordinary value of a player who has become one of the most marketable and influential figures in football. For Vinícius himself, the move could represent not only a career-defining challenge but also financial security at a level few players ever achieve. Imagine the ripple effect, the Premier League gaining one of the most explosive talents in Europe, the UEFA Champions League dynamics shifting, Real Madrid having to rethink tactical strategies, and fans everywhere debating the implications of one of the biggest transfers in football history. We are potentially witnessing a moment that could define the next decade of European football, a transfer that will be remembered, dissected, and discussed for years to come. In conclusion, Madridistas, we are on the brink of a story that could redefine football as we know it. If Vinícius Jr. does indeed move to Manchester United, it would go down as one of the most sensational transfers in history, not just for the size of the fee, but for its cultural, sporting, and financial significance. The emotional roller coaster is just beginning, and this chapter promises to be unforgettable. For those of us who live and breathe Real Madrid, this is a moment to reflect on the past, appreciate the present, and anticipate a future full of drama, passion, and historic football moments. Now, let us consider the profound implications of this potential transfer for Real Madrid. If such an operation were to materialize, It would not merely represent another transaction in the football market, it could signify a watershed moment in the club's ongoing evolution. The staggering figure of €270 million is far more than just a headline number. It is an unprecedented opportunity to execute a comprehensive, strategic overhaul of the squad. With such resources at their disposal, Real Madrid could pursue multiple top-tier reinforcements across several positions, addressing weaknesses that have perhaps been overlooked and creating a team with both balance and depth. The magnitude of this sum ensures that these reinforcements could be secured without jeopardizing the financial stability that has historically underpinned the club's sustained success on both domestic and European fronts. This scenario naturally raises a classic, almost philosophical dilemma in the world of elite football. Is it more advantageous to retain a single star player whose talent and charisma electrify the pitch, or should the club seize a once-in-a-lifetime financial opportunity to build a more cohesive and robust squad, capable of competing at the highest level for years to come? The answer is far from straightforward. It requires a careful evaluation of numerous factors: the player's own ambitions and desire for new challenges, the long-term strategic vision of the club's management, and the ever-present expectations of a passionate fanbase that thrives on witnessing individual brilliance on the sacred turf of the Santiago Bernabéu. Vinícius Jr., without a shadow of doubt, is one of the most electrifying and game-changing players in contemporary football. His blistering pace, mesmerizing dribbling, and boundless creativity make him a constant threat capable of turning the course of a match in mere seconds. Over the years, he has provided fans with unforgettable moments, particularly on the European stage, where his contributions have often been decisive in critical encounters. His runs down the flank, his ability to destabilize defenses seemingly effortlessly, and his flair for creating scoring opportunities have carved a special place for him in the hearts of Real Madrid supporters. He has emerged not just as a player, but as a symbol of the club's modern attacking philosophy, a figure who embodies the fusion of talent, audacity, and spectacle that defines Real Madrid at its best. Yet, football is a discipline that extends far beyond the fleeting brilliance of individual stars. It is a sport of strategy, foresight, and calculated decision-making. Every sale, acquisition, and contract renewal carries implications not only for the immediate season but for the long-term trajectory of the club. In this context, Real Madrid's decision-making must reflect a delicate balance between sporting ambition and financial prudence. If the €270 million offer is genuine, and if Vinícius himself is tempted by the prospect of a new challenge elsewhere, it would be a strategic misstep to dismiss such an opportunity without rigorous analysis. Approaching the matter with a cool, rational perspective, considering both current squad needs and long-term structural planning, becomes absolutely essential. Moreover, this potential transfer underscores the importance of squad evolution in maintaining elite status. Real Madrid has historically excelled in cycles. The club renews its roster methodically, phasing out players at the peak of their market value to reinvest in talent that sustains competitive advantage. While retaining a singular superstar may deliver short-term excitement and headlines, it does not guarantee continued success if it comes at the expense of squad depth, positional balance, and the integration of emerging talents who may define the next decade. Strategic reinvestment ensures the club remains competitive across all fronts: domestic leagues, European competitions, and global tournaments, year after year. From a tactical standpoint, the departure of a player like Vinícius could be reframed as an opportunity to rethink the team's formation, style of play, and transfer policy. With €270 million, the club could pursue a diversified approach, strengthening defensive solidity, acquiring creative midfielders to control the tempo, and securing prolific forwards to complement or even replace the departing star. This would allow Madrid to construct a team that is not overly reliant on the brilliance of one individual but is resilient, versatile, and capable of sustaining high performance under any circumstances. It is the difference between building a team that can win games thanks to individual talent versus one that wins thanks to structural coherence and collective intelligence, a hallmark of Real Madrid's most dominant squads throughout history. Furthermore, the psychological and cultural aspects must be considered. The sale of a beloved figure can be framed positively if handled transparently, emphasizing the strategic vision and the broader ambition to build a dynasty rather than a fleeting superstar moment. Fans, while emotional, are often responsive to narratives of foresight and legacy, especially when reinvestment is clearly aimed at creating a new generation of heroes. By aligning financial prudence, squad planning, and fan engagement, the club could transform a potentially contentious decision into a narrative of long-term ambition and sustainable dominance. Ultimately, this potential transaction is far more than a mere player sale. It represents a strategic crossroads. The decision will define not only the immediate competitive prospects of Real Madrid, but also its trajectory for years to come. Will the club prioritize emotional attachment to a single extraordinary talent, or will it seize a transformative opportunity to construct a squad capable of sustained excellence, balanced across all positions and fortified for the challenges of modern football? The stakes are enormous, and the consequences will reverberate far beyond the confines of a single season or a single player's career. This is football at the highest level, a delicate interplay of art and science, passion and pragmatism, present brilliance and future planning. Historically, Real Madrid has always demonstrated that no individual player is bigger than the badge. From the legendary Alfredo Di Stefano to Paco Gento, Raúl González, Zinedine Zidane, and Cristiano Ronaldo, the club has consistently embodied a philosophy that balances heart and reason, passion and pragmatism. This is a club where decisions are not made lightly. Every move, every signing, every transfer is part of a long-term strategy that seeks to combine sporting success with financial sustainability. For decades, this approach has allowed Real Madrid to remain a global benchmark, a symbol of excellence in both football and club management, admired and studied by fans and analysts alike. Today, we find ourselves contemplating a decision that could mark a turning point not only for the current season but for the future trajectory of the club. The potential sale of a star player like Vinícius Jr. is not simply a matter of market value or financial gain. It represents an opportunity, a strategic window that could allow the club to reinvest in multiple areas, strengthening the squad, acquiring promising young talents, improving infrastructure, and even supporting projects that ensure long-term competitiveness. With such financial firepower, the club could construct a vision of sustained dominance in Europe, a squad capable of contending for La Liga, Champions League titles, and domestic cups year after year, while simultaneously securing economic stability. Yet, football is rarely just about numbers or spreadsheets. Real Madrid's identity, the essence that makes it more than a football club, is deeply intertwined with emotion, dreams, and the passions of millions of supporters around the world. Vinícius Jr. is more than a player. He is a symbol of creativity, speed, and magic on the pitch. Moments that make fans leap from their seats and remind us why we love the game so much. Each goal, each dribble, each breathtaking run is not just a statistic. It's part of a collective memory, a shared experience that defines what it means to be a Madridista. The question, therefore, transcends financial considerations. It is a deeply emotional and philosophical debate. Should the club seize this historical offer, embracing a long-term vision that could safeguard competitiveness for years to come, or should it hold on at all costs to a player who has already become a central figure in the club's identity, trusting that his brilliance will continue to deliver unforgettable moments on the field? To answer this, we must also consider the broader context of modern football. Across Europe, the most successful clubs operate with a combination of strategic planning, financial prudence, and careful talent management. Real Madrid has been a pioneer in this regard, striking a balance between acquiring world-class stars and nurturing homegrown talent. Selling a player of Vinícius' caliber might seem controversial, but in the context of a well-thought-out strategy, it could be transformative. It could allow the club to diversify its assets, bring in multiple reinforcements rather than relying on a single individual, and build a squad that is deep, versatile, and capable of competing on all fronts. At the same time, there is no denying the historical and sentimental weight of such a decision. Real Madrid is more than trophies and balance sheets. It is a living institution with a legacy that stretches across generations. Every decision resonates with the memories of past legends, with the triumphs and trials that have defined eras. Maintaining Vinícius would symbolize continuity, a commitment to nurturing a talent who embodies the club's values and style of play, while selling him could mark the beginning of a new chapter, a reinvention aimed at securing a different kind of long-term success. Both paths carry risks and opportunities, and the debate between emotion and strategy is as old as the club itself. Moreover, this is not just a decision for the board or management. It is a topic that touches every Madridista. The club's identity is inseparable from its supporters, whose passion, opinions, and emotions form the backbone of its global influence. Football is a game of moments, of memories, and of stories that connect people. From the Santiago Bernabéu to living rooms around the world, every fan has a stake in the narrative. This is why discussions about player sales, transfers, and squad evolution are never purely technical. They are profoundly personal, involving dreams, hopes, and the emotional fabric of what it means to support Real Madrid. In addition, the implications of this decision extend beyond a single season. The European football landscape is evolving rapidly. Competitors are strengthening their squads, investing in youth academies, and employing data-driven strategies to maintain a competitive edge. Real Madrid cannot afford to stand still. A well-timed and well-structured financial move could ensure that the club remains at the forefront of European football for decades to come. At the same time, preserving talent like Vinícius is crucial for maintaining the excitement and charisma that make the team irresistible to fans, sponsors, and young players aspiring to follow in his footsteps. Ultimately, this situation reflects the eternal balancing act that has defined Real Madrid throughout its history. The interplay between ambition and loyalty, between strategy and emotion. The club has always faced such crossroads with courage and vision, and the decisions made in these moments often shape eras, defining the narrative of legends, victories, and the identity of future generations. So, here we are, at another pivotal moment, inviting debate, reflection, and passionate discussion. Should Real Madrid seize a historical financial opportunity and reinvest wisely to secure the future, or should it retain a player whose brilliance brings joy, excitement, and identity to the team? There is no simple answer, and perhaps that is what makes being a Madridista so special, the combination of strategic foresight with undying emotional connection. As always, this channel is a space for white passion, thoughtful debate, and sharing opinions on everything surrounding Real Madrid. If you have enjoyed this discussion, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and above all, contribute your perspective in the comments. Because Real Madrid is more than a club, it is a way of living football, a passion that unites millions around the globe, a source of dreams, inspiration, and unforgettable moments. To be a Madridista is to be part of a story that is continuously written on the pitch, in boardrooms, and in the hearts of every fan. Together, through analysis, debate, and shared enthusiasm, we continue to build the history of a club that has always looked forward, never forgetting the legends who came before, and always striving to create new ones for future generations.